Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, fuck everybody, just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Hi, Bullhorn Betty. Thank you for my shirt. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Kids Club.
Her family has been struggling so much to find answers, and they have been met with lies after lies after lies from a lot of people that proclaim to be this young lady's friends. So
this is Layla Santinello. She has been missing since June 27th, 2023, and she disappeared from Kingsport, Tennessee. Chronicles of Olivia and I went out to Kingsport, Tennessee on several different trips, searching for Layla Santinello or any information leading to her whereabouts. These are my thoughts on this case.
well, I have to be honest with you. I was hoping by now we would have found Layla. So this has been very hard. You know, we want to bring her home. We want to make sure that her family knows what happened to her, I think is really the most important. Her family has been struggling so much to find answers, and they have been met with lies after lies after lies from a lot of people that proclaim to be this young lady's friends. Just like to speak to them just for a moment and just say, if you know something, say something, because her life does matter. For the family members of these people that know what happened to her, it could have been your daughter. It could have been your granddaughter. You need to ask them to stand up and speak up.
Once the new evidence came to light, Sheriff Gaylor was adamant that we needed to inform our community as soon as possible.
These were just a few words that the chief of police said at a press conference related to Rachel Morin, which went missing August 5th. However, she was found a day later, bludgeoned to death. Rachel Morin, mother of 5, often found comfort in being outdoors and working out. This was no different August 5th, around 6 p.m. when she went to the Maupaw Heritage Trail in Bel Air, Maryland. Nobody really knows what happened on that trail, but whatever it is, it was really horrible. A teenage girl found her body the next day during search efforts. The horrific scene only can be what is left to imagination.
Her death has grabbed local, state, national, and international headlines.
DNA was located at the scene of the crime.
DNA evidence is part of nearly every modern-day investigation, and in Rachel's case, DNA evidence was collected by our Forensic Services Unit. This DNA evidence has come back as a match, tied to a home invasion and an assault of a young girl in Los Angeles this past March.
This is the first time that we heard of an assailant associated with her case.
Unfortunately, that suspect has not been positively identified, but he did leave behind his DNA. In the video we obtained from the Los Angeles Police Department to be the person that murdered Rachel Morin on August 5th.
Rachel, mother of 5, died a brutal death. Can you help?
And the tip line number is 410-836-7788.
The legacy of the Murdaughs stretch very far in South Carolina. Behind these gates lie deadly secrets. Secrets only Alec Murdaugh himself know. On June 7th, 2021, Alec Murdaugh hatched a deadly secret, plotting against his wife, Maggie, and his son, Paul. But what brought us to this point starts with Mallory Beach. Mallory Beach was killed in a boating accident by Paul Murdaugh, Alec Murdaugh's son, and it was going to trial, and Alec was about to pony up financial records. Those financial records were going to uncover a financial scheme hatched by none other than Alec Murdaugh himself. Right before going to court over the boating accident, Alec Murdaugh's wife, Maggie, and son, Paul, were brutally executed at the dog kennels at their home in Low Country, South Carolina, the property known as Moselle. Shortly after the murder of his wife, Maggie, and his son, Paul, he had a foiled suicide plot at a local church nearby. Alec had a friend try to shoot him in the head region, which again failed, and he went to the hospital where it was a superficial wound, leaving everybody to believe this was a foiled suicide attempt to garner sympathy from the community. This foiled attempt was captured on camera at the local church. Alec Murdaugh received 2 life sentences for the death and murder of his wife Maggie and his son Paul. After Alec's double homicide conviction of his wife Maggie and his son Paul, he has since set his eyes on the clerk of Colton County, Becky Hill. Becky Hill is now come under fire for putting her hands on the scales of justice in an effort to get Alec Murdaugh convicted. Alec Murdaugh's defense team state that Becky Hill put her hands on the scales of justice in an effort to get money for a book deal. Alec Murdaugh has a hearing for a motion for new trial coming up on January 29th. This hearing details how Alec Murdaugh believes Becky Hill, the clerk of Colton County, put her hands on the scales of justice in an effort to get a guilty verdict from the jury. The judge in the matter stated that she will be willing to hear from the jurors and Becky Hill only at the most recent status conference hearing. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories channel as we prepare to go to this hearing to find out whether Alec Murdaugh does indeed get a new trial.
Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club.
all out. I don't know what is going on with my damn microphones today. It's driving me nuts. I tell you. Killing Bullhorn Betty this Wednesday. Happy hump day, y'all. I heard it's another happy something something too. I heard it's happy BD day. Just saying. For all those people that are a little bitter today. It is nice to see you all my beautiful coffee beans, all in one spot here on the Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories channel. We do have a lineup. There is some information that we did not have an opportunity to go over related to the Rachel Morin case. And so we're going to hear from her mother today. We're also advocating, obviously, there is a murderer on the loose in our country, a violent, MFer. And we know how we do not like people that violate, especially women and children in our country, running free to hurt somebody else. We know this man is also tied to an assault of a young girl in LA. I am assuming, I went back and reviewed a lot of information, and this man had something in his head in his hand when he was walking out the door of that little girl's home that we saw the video of. That we learned of shortly after Rachel Morin's homicide. Brutal homicide, by the way. Law enforcement has kept, a lot of stuff under wraps. And in all fairness, law enforcement has done a massive amount of work on this case. Okay. I'm very critical because I'm a little upset that it took 6 months to get this forensic drawing of this man out to the public. It is, I'm frustrated because I feel like it put other people in danger. And that's where my concern lies in all of this. It's, I understand we have Rachel Morin in her investigation. There's an integrity to her investigation. And I understand that. I get that. But at what cost? Definitely not at the cost to other people. Okay? I'm sorry. This forensic photo, this sketch, we'll call it a sketch, should have been out months ago. There's no excuse for this. But that hat, there's a very specific hat on top of this man's head. And I want to make sure that we notate this very specific hat on top of this man's head. The reason why they had this very specific hat on top of this man's head is most likely, I can't confirm 100%, but I believe it's a cap that he wore in LA for the assault in LA. I don't think that this is, and I could be totally and wholly wrong. Okay, this is just an assumption I'm making, and it's an assumption. Okay, so people that know what an assumption means, it means it's not fact. It means that it just manifested itself in Bullhorn Betty's brain, and it's coming out of my mouth. But I believe this hat was for the girl in LA. I don't think that this was from somebody that cited him in the Maupassant Trail, but I could be wrong. There could have been somebody that saw a man matching this description near or around the area where Rachel was assaulted. But for whatever reason, I went back and looked at that video, and he's holding something in his hand as he's walking out the door that you can't see. He's got a few things. And I think that hat is one of them. So I think that's where the hat came from. Again, it's an assumption. It's an opinion. It's a theory. It's not to be taken as fact. I don't want to hear this all over YouTube as this is the hat the man was wearing during the assault, during the assault in LA, unless we learn from law enforcement or a way to corroborate the information. It should be, as far as we know, it's just a hat on top of his head to show his face with a hat on top of his head. But in the reality, it's a very specific hat. It's not just a general white or general red hat with a black brim. It's got a specific Air Jordan emblem in the middle of the hat. There is a reason. There's a reason for that. So anyways, we want to make sure that we advocate for this person because we need to get them behind bars, period. If he's a danger, he's already assaulted a child. He's already killed a grown woman. I thought law enforcement had him behind bars on low-hanging fruit. They stopped talking about the case. And it's very frustrating that they stopped talking about the case. And I know why they did it. It was getting entirely too much attention. And that is not when you stop
I mean, when you got a person like this on the road, if a case is getting attention, you find a way to utilize that attention. You don't extinguish the attention and then throw this out and pray to God that everybody that was paying attention to this case before is now paying to the attention to the case now. It was stupid. It was stupid. It was stupid. It was stupid. There's, I do stupid stuff all the time, right? For example, this photo right here, it was provided to me literally an hour to 2 hours before any other channel ran with it. It was a missed opportunity for me, right? I consciously knew that this was a something that I couldn't do it right then and there. I knew, I even said, I need to make a choice. Am I going to stop what I'm doing and do this? Or am I just going to pass? I had to pass. It was a missed opportunity for me to bring attention to this case first, right? I am in this profession. This is my job. We like to be the first breaking, and I had to stand down. So it was one of these things where I feel like even in law enforcement, I make these mistakes all the time. I have missed opportunities. Everybody in life, you and probably people that you know have done things where you look back on and said, I should have done that. Or I wish I would have done that. I'm sure everybody has those experiences. And this is one of those times where I'm saying to law enforcement, you missed an opportunity. This should have been brought up months ago. And I'm going to keep, I kept saying I'm not going to kick a dead horse, but I am going to kick a dead horse, because the more I kick a dead horse, the more attention that comes to this matter, the more eyeballs that get on this man's face, and the more chances we have at finding him and putting him behind bars. But again, I'm just a little, I'm a butthurt Betty today. I will not lie. I'm a butthurt Betty over this sketch. And I think I will continue to be a butthurt Betty. But let's go ahead and move on over, because I want you guys to have an opportunity to hear from the mother. The mother in this matter ends up speaking. As you can imagine, she is distraught. So, but either way, I want people to hear this mother's plea as they released the sketch of the assailant they believe is responsible for her daughter's murder.
Help crack this case.
So I can't live with pain for the rest of my life. Like, I can't do that. There has to be something to help us to move forward.
Patty Morin has an emotional plea tonight. Look at this just released composite sketch. This is the man investigators believe murdered her daughter, Rachel Morin, back in early August along the Ma and Pa hiking trail in Bear. He was here in Harford County for several weeks before the murder, investigators revealed on Monday. Witnesses reported seeing him lurking in and around the trail.
Those people saw this individual in the weeks, I would say, last 2 weeks, July into August, in and around that area.
So again, they saw him. He was in the area. Where is he now? Where is he now? And why were they not keeping the public abreast of things going on in this case? I feel so, my heart is breaking for this mother. I mean, you guys know we deal with moms and parents a lot in our profession. And one of the most heartbreaking things, especially to me, one is seeing a grown man cry. It breaks my heart. There's just something about seeing a grown man cry, because they're, whether we agree with it or not, but men are built a little different than women, and they're built a little different emotionally too. In many cases, they're taught not to show their feelings as much. They're the man. They're protector. And so that's one of the hardest things to ever watch. But the other is just the absolute most excruciating out of all of it is a mom that loses her child. And the pain that's on her face, that's in her heart, that you feel in their presence. It's a pain that you just wish you could take away from them and you can't. And we see faces like Rachel Warren's mom all the time, and it breaks our hearts. And I feel so bad for her because I know law enforcement, they try to make the right decisions, but I just feel in this situation, they failed. They failed to get this out there quick enough. And it sounds like they had the information. And that's what is so heartbreaking for me. Is it sounds like they had this information like a month after her demise. So why keep it away from everyone? I'm sorry. It's hard to explain, but I just feel like they put a lot of people in jeopardy for no good reason other than to keep them, I don't know. I don't want to say anything other than that. I just feel like they put their community in jeopardy with the decisions. And I know that they have to balance a lot of different things in making their decisions. And their decision-making process is much different than the decision-making process here on this channel. Clearly, they have a lot of things they have to look at. I mean, at the end of the day, they are a government office that can be sued. And, I'm tightwad, right? I don't like spending money, even anybody else's money. So I don't want lawsuits. So I do understand. I think we all do. Anyways, good morning, the real me too. Manic Mama, it's nice to see you this morning. Bullhorn Betty is present on this. I don't even know what to call today. I don't know what to call it. Some of us are out there. We want because love. It's love, right? Love. Some of us are just like humbug. Some of us here, we woke up this morning. It's like, what day is it? Oh, it's VD day. Oh, no, wrong one. Classy, if you're in the chat, you might want to turn your volume down on your headphones. I forgot to give you the warning. Amanda, it's nice to see you. Bye, you babe. Drew, good morning. Our resident defense attorney, Big Mac Mike, up in the house. Good morning. Bye, you babe. Did I say good morning to you, Drew? If I didn't, good morning, love. It's nice to see you here. Second thesis, good morning. Who else do we have? We have our beautiful, sweet Misery, True Crime. If you haven't been over to her channel, please go over there and check it out. TLC is me. It's nice to see you all here this morning. Who else do we have? I'm trying to move up, but I don't want to miss anybody because I've been yapping for the last 20 minutes. And I know you guys are up in the house. We got a Gotcha Wolf Life. Good morning. We got Barbara. We got our wolf. What is it? The wolf. What are those things like the Chinese, the Chinese astrology? The wolf spirit, the owl spirit. Remember those? That's one of the things when I was a little kid, I used to love going in because, those paper menus that they had. They don't really do them. At least I don't know if they do them anymore or not, to be honest with you. When I order Chinese, it's just me, right? So I order it in. It's been a while since I've had one of those paper mats in front of me. But they used to have the astrology and stuff like that. And it was fun. Like, you get to find out if you're the ox or the ass, right? But don't be the Richard, right? Don't be the Richard. So it's nice to see you. Lori Lowe, good morning, my beautiful guidance. It's nice to see you. Teresa, good morning. Good morning. Who else do we have? Jules is up in the house. Good morning, my love. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We have a dealer. We do have a dealer up in here. We a bad group of people, man. We got a dealer, but we say no to drugs and say yes to hugs. So we got our hugs dealer. It's nice to see you this morning. Good morning, hugs dealer. I could use a hug. Trina, it's nice to see you. Devil Doll, good morning. Tammy Sue, it's nice to have you. And I didn't mean for it to rhyme, but it's about as bad as the tongue tire I get when I see yous up in the house. It's like, hey, I see you. I see you. What? Samantha, it's nice to see you this morning. Good morning.
I think we're getting closer to the end, so I'm hoping I got everybody. Carissa, I didn't say good morning to you, so it's nice to see you as well. And I see the beautiful hugs from the real me too, giving me some big old warm hugs. Guys, I'm not a bah humbug Valentine's Day. I say show the love. You know what? And if you don't have somebody to love today, go out there and spread it, right? Buy the person behind you some coffee. Do an act of kindness for a perfect stranger. Today is the day of love. So why don't we all put down the nasty and pick up the happy, right? And let's go out there and do something kind for somebody else today in honor of Valentine's Day, because I love you, you love me. We're a happy family with a big, great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too? Happy Valentine's Day from the Bullhorn Betty channel. Don't worry, I'm not quitting my day job. Okay, I'm not quitting my day job. I'm not going to go on the road and right. We're not doing that. We're going on the road to find out true crime. And besides that, we don't want me to get kicked
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
I don't think I'll get them next time either, buddy. It's nice to see you. Okay, so there was something that happened. I don't know if you guys, you know what? I'm not a history, like now that I'm older, I'm a little more of a history buff than I once was. Like I love history now because I like the law, right? And the law is a lot of history, centuries of history, actually, right? Some of the case law goes back to, I don't know, 1800s, something like that. I don't know. It's cray, okay? So I love the law and I love politics. Again, history. You would never know it. I mean, my history teacher right now, if he even remembers me, because I skipped so many days out of his class, because why? Oh, history was for Bullhorn Betty. I was not a history person. So I missed the class. I missed the class of this 1940 ship. Just poof, gone. The captain went down with it and everything. Nobody could ever figure out what happened to the captain, why the captain went down with the ship, because everybody else got off the ship. Everybody got off the ship. In 1940s, a ship sunk. And literally all the people on the ship were able to safely get off. Who would have known? And for many, quite a long time, people could never understand why the captain never made it. I wonder if they ever found the captain. I doubt they did, because, you know, obviously the story in the news is still talking about the missing captain from the 1940s. There was a group of these searchers, there's just diehard, I don't even know what they call them. Is it history buffs? Is it, I'll find it in here. We'll probably read it when I start reading it, but I remember reading their names, or not their actual names, but they were this crew that has been searching. Oh, it was from the Historical Society, I believe. We'll go back to reading the article so it's actually accurate, because I don't know what group did this, but it was a group that went out there and they knew that this ship was there somewhere. It took them 10 years. 10 years to find this ship that sunk in the 1940s. But guys, they found it. They found it. They found it. It's kind of cool. I don't know if it'll let me play. It'll let me play. It has sound? I don't think it has sound. Oh, yeah, maybe it does.
Remains of a World War II steamship that 84 years ago sailed one last time.
84 years ago.
Its helm or steering wheel still intact. Its iconic smokestack tipped over. And its name, the SS Arlington, still visible.
When you come down on a wreck that hasn't been seen in 84 years, it's quite a sight.
A 10-year passion project for researcher Dan Fountain, who got help from the Great Lakes Shipwreck Historical Society, together searching the depths of the lake with underwater drones that captured these images.
And then that's when we start to get into the story of the wreck itself. Who was on it? Why did it sink? What's it carrying?
Until now, newspaper clippings were the only insights into what happened back in 1940 when the SS Arlington set sail from Port Arthur, Ontario, carrying wheat. It was expected to arrive 1,000 miles away in Owen Sound, Ontario, but on the way, the boat hit some thick fog. Despite warnings to stay close to shore to avoid heavy winds, the captain, Frederick Burke, ordered the boat to remain in open water. That's when a heavy storm hit, causing the boat to go down on May 1st. All 16 crewmen would abandon the ship and survive, except for Captain Burke.
He decided he's going down with the ship.
Part of the mystery remains unsolved: why the captain chose to go down with the ship.
His secrets will be there at the bottom of Lake Superior forever.
The ship set to remain at that same resting place where it's been the last 8 decades. Still, the researchers hope this discovery can help bring closure to what has been an enduring Great Lakes mystery.
What do you think about this being the final chapter for the Arlington?
So there's still people in Midland, Ontario, and that was the ship's home port, that probably have descendants that were on that wreck. 16 people got off of that ship. What did they go on to do in their lives?
Stephen Romo, NBC News.
Jaw-dropping video shared on YouTube appears to show
Yes, I'm having technical difficulty back here. What you guys just missed in all of that commentary is that while I was playing that video, I knocked my coffee over. So I'm here trying to pull all the equipment up so it didn't ruin the equipment. And in the process of doing so, I kicked my microphone off. So that's why I was muted. Knocked the microphone off. Now that I have a wet mess this Valentine's Day, I know, coffee abuse. No! I had to pull up my, thank God. Oh, geez. My hard drives. I'm like freaking out. The hard drives are my life. Like there's like at this point, those hard drives probably hold about $100,000 worth of content on there or more. So it's like they are literally my life. And it's stupid for me to travel with them, but I do. I'm gonna have to stop doing that and only take what I need. But I'm dry. I just wanted to let you know we're ready to move on now. I'm sorry for that, but it was a little bit cray-cray. This is another one. I'm just going to pop through a few of these news articles because they weren't something I was going to spend a whole lot of time on, but they were something that I was wanting just to inform the audience here as we start going into the Alec Murdaugh situation. I don't know if anybody remembers Billy Jack Haynes. He was a WWE wrestler, and he's accused of now killing his 85-year-old, fatally shooting his 85-year-old wife. This is in Portland, Oregon, and just thought I would bring this up for those in the, I know we have some wrestlers. I know Miss Ann might even know this person because her father was, a wrestler, a well-known wrestler. There's some other stuff going on in Portland, Oregon, and this is a man is accused of killing his girlfriend, Jeannie. There she is. And they say that she died of homicide violence, but didn't go into any further detail other than homicidal violence. I don't know if she was beaten. That's kind of where I would think that would go. And this is going to be one I can only discuss fleeting in nature because it deals with an 8-year-old boy. This is going on in, if I remember correctly, this is Chicago, and this is related to an 8-year-old boy that was found in an apartment in it appears potentially self-inflicted type of ligature, hanging. I don't know how else to put it than that. And I'm just to the point where it makes me wonder what in the world could be going on with an 8-year-old boy. An 8-year-old. Like, with all the stuff going on in my life, as a child, and the stuff that granted, there are a lot worse things that can go on, but just to think that an 8-year-old child, it just makes no sense to me, to unalive. It's just, what could really be going on in an 8-year-old boy's life that this is what he chose to do? I would never even have thought about that. But again, we don't know what this little boy was going through. And I hope law enforcement does look into it, but that's all I can really say on that. A lot of stuff is going on in the Gilgo Beach murders. I have to say that Rex is some of the composites are very similar to him, especially the crookedness in his nose. I'm sure that sketch was from many years ago, probably not something recently. So Rex is probably aged since then. Not well. I mean, he looks like, I don't even know what the heck he looks like. I don't like his bone structure. His bone structure looks even evil to me, to be honest with you. But let's see. And I just want to tell you that the Sun, I know that there is some stuff going out, and this article does have relevance, but I always put a disclaimer on any Sun article I read, because Sun article, they purchase articles that aren't necessarily fact found. They don't do any independent research themselves before acquiring the articles, and they post whoever that they want to. If it's going to sell a page or get a click and a view, they don't really care whether the accuracy of the information is accurate. And the reason why I say this is because back in Gabby Petito, they ran a story that Roberta Laundrie was at her apartment hiding out. Come to find out, that apartment had the lady, I saw the blonde that was in all of those things that was ran in a Sun article. I spoke to the lady. I can promise you she was not Roberta Laundrie. And I can promise you she had been in that house for a very long time. And yes, the Laundries were her landlord at some point. But she had gone through 3 or 4 different landlords by the time the Laundries had purchased that apartment. It was not Roberta. But the Sun didn't care. They ran the article and they never retracted it. And they did that to another case as well. That's the one I remember, but I can't remember it. I think it was on here. When we were live, we called it out because we did the research and their article. So I always have to put the disclaimer on it. Does that mean that this article is misinformed? No, it just means that they do have a reputation of not providing accurate information in their publications. So I have to tell my audience when I use their publication that the information may not be accurate. So that's what I'm doing.
Pay later option available.
Freaking music. So they don't really have anything going on. We can put some music. I mean, if that's what they're going to do, hold on, let me mute this. And I can put at least some better music behind it. That's what we can at least do for the audience. And I'm not listening to that crap. All right, let's put some music behind it.
You say I make you nervous, a tragedy, I'm a beautiful disaster.
There, now we can watch it.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past and the pettiness. A reflection of the
all right, that was what they said.
With my time, you're delirious, mysterious because you are behind the fake.
There we go. It's supposed to fade out, but it didn't. So there you got it. You got your little Sun preview about what was going on. There's some more information about it. I've already got 2 of those articles up. Let me see what this says. I think we're probably going to get a little bit more information from this article here. So go ahead and run it. Give me just a second. Let me get through the commercials. I don't know why I got such lag on this computer anymore. I'm going to have to reset. I think my memory's full. There we go. Okay. Skip ad.
Who's contributor Paul, good morning to you. Also an attorney as well. Call for number 3. Maybe it was just referring to it. The evidence against Hoyerman. I find
Hoyerman,
intriguing, right? Chevrolet Avalanche, that's the car. Burner phones and taunting calls, online searches. Wife's hair believed found on bodies and DNA from the pizza crust. Paul, where do you go with that?
That's a lot of it. That's a lot of guys. What he just rambled off is a lot, tying Rex to these homicides, at least these 4 homicides. That's a lot.
Interesting about this case, Bill, is that all of that evidence doesn't go to all of the victims. It's actually sort of dispersed among 4 victims. Each of those points that you make, they're not uniform across all 4 of the victims. So that brings us to the latest, what looks to be the latest indictment and arrest for Maureen Brainerd Barnes. She's kind of been the outlier. He has not been charged. She was the first person to go missing. This is
going to be interesting to hear about Maureen Brainerd Barnes, because this is the one that has straggled. You know, he was immediately charged with those 3 almost up front, and we've been waiting for Maureen. Maureen, and all of a sudden we start getting some action on it. But I mean, we all asked what's taken so long.
Back in 2007, and so the question arises relative to all the evidence that you articulate. Why did it take them so long to build probable cause relative to her case? And there's a number of things we can speculate about. Certainly the fact that
Now, you guys hear this guy. He's speculating. And the reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of people, I've seen it with my own eyes here on this platform, that sit there and talk about, say, like Jennifer Coffindaffer, and say, you know, horrible things about her because she speculated on something and she may or may not get it right. It's a speculative assumption based on experience. Does it mean that she's going to have a batting average of 100%? Show me somebody that does. I just want to make sure that everybody understands that when you see these talking heads on these news things, they're speculating. They don't have any more insight than the rest of us. They're receiving the same stinking information. So I speculate, they speculate, we all speculate in lack of information. So let's listen to what this man's speculating. He probably has some good information in all that speculation.
Was killed early on, apparently, seems to have something to do with it. There's a very good chance that the one hair of Asa Ellerup, that's Rex's wife, that was found was further degraded than the other hair samples. And so it took the independent forensic lab that much longer to work with the genome sequencer to give them enough to test to do the mitochondrial DNA, which eliminates other suspects. The other possibility is, as mentioned, is the belt. Is Maureen Brainerd Barnes, who was wrapped with that belt, which is a little different from the other bodies. So there are some things that are unique to her. It looks like those were the strands that they were pulling at as they were trying to get PC on her. The others have the evidence you talk about.
So your guy, I hope you guys understood that. So he's basically saying that, yeah, there's some linkage here, but they were all a little different. And he was going around to explain the differences between Maureen and the rest of them, predominantly that she had more degraded DNA on her, like with the hair samples for Asa, and that she was the one tangled in the belt, and that was a much different than the other 3. So it just caused some delays, according to his speculative assumption about what most likely happened, again, based upon his own experience. So I just thought that was interesting. We are now learning that There's a trove of new evidence coming out. We're going to do a special segment on the Gilgo Beach to discuss all these new revelations going on in the case. I don't want to hog up too much time because we're on time constraints, and I literally have 1 hour to get through Alec Murdaugh. And that sometimes takes a little moment to do. So without further ado, we are going to turn it over. I believe this is Vinnie Politan. Is this Vinnie Politan's segment? I think this is Vinnie Politan's segment. Our boy Vinnie. Our boy Vinnie. Let's see. Yeah. Share. It just takes forever. It's driving me absolutely nuts. That'll take. It's probably trying to crank up the advertisement that's got to go in first. Or maybe not. Maybe we'll just put me back on here until it starts. I don't know what is going on with my lag. But this is where, for those that are new to this case, Alec Murdaugh has been convicted of a double homicide, specifically related to, I don't know what the hell's going on here. This is irritating. All right, let me kick it off. Since it doesn't want to work. Let's see if we can get it to work now. I don't know. Okay. Looks like we got at least our commercial up. At least our commercial's up. Okay, it looks like we just got a few more seconds. About 10 more seconds. I'm going to put this up here. I got it on mute.
Lives around here.
There, Vinny!
Closing arguments. It was last year, at this time that we were all in the midst of the Alec Murdaugh trial. I took a couple trips down to the Low Country, dig into that testimony each and every.
I missed him. I wish I can't wait to meet Vinny and take a picture with him. I know he'll take a picture with me.
Every day and learn what we learned. It was unreal. It was hard to believe what had happened, how this man's life had unraveled. A man had so much between money, power, influence, a wife, children, helicopters that he used to take to games, going to the College World Series every year, going fishing trips with his buddies.
He was affluent. Let's be honest. He was an affluent man. So this is related to his arrest at the rehab facility. We've never seen this. So let's get past Vinny now that he gave us an update on where we are. Sorry, Vinny, for keeping you in a bad light right there. It's taken a little while. My computer's down. There we go.
Can I get some before we go? Gracias.
Those are some bright pink shoes. Sorry. That's the first thing I noticed with Alec Murdaugh and all of his weirdness is his bright colored shoes. I don't know why a professional man would have those color shoes with khaki pants and a collared polo shirt.
So we're going to have to get them booked in the other county warrant. Oh, they're just going to come in down there with you so that they can get the expedition ready and take it from there. So, hold on.
Can I keep this? We'll hold that. We'll hold on to it. Yeah.
Oh, you turn around for me?
Oh, he was thinking he was going to get cuffed in the front. No, buddy. You's a criminal. Well, we cuff you in the back.
You got enough space?
Yes, sir. That's fair.
All right. Go into the patrol vehicle. You don't have anything any kind of like continental?
I have some jack stick and some tobacco.
All right, you separate your feet?
He's got chapstick and tobacco. I did not know he was a tobacco user. Interesting. And Benadryl. Did you just see what they took out of his pocket? They took Benadryl out of his pocket. A lot of people that use like Benadryl. I don't know. I think it's the drowsiness effect it gives you, but I just watched him take Benadryl out of his pocket. He said all I had was chapstick. No. And tobacco. Now, let's see what they pull out of his pocket. That looks like a package. Now, I could be wrong, but it's pink. Sure looks like a Benadryl package to me. You know, I don't know. Oh, that looked like Benadryl. It surely did. It had the purple Benadryl name on it. I don't think that was tobacco. I'm a little confused here. Let's see if he's got some tobacco in there. Oh, he forgot about the Benadryl. He forgot about the Benadryl. There it is. So he is a dip user. So he forgot about the Benadryl, but knew he had the dip right under it. I mean, one's a box and one's a circle. I don't know how he can forget that, but he's coming out of a rehab facility with a box of Benadryl in his pocket. I just want to put that in perspective. That man wasn't trying to get clean.
Any chance I can keep that? Are they going to take all the property from you? We'll hang on to it, Alan. Thank you.
By the way, thank you, Orange County Sheriff, Orange County, Florida.
Right.
Those are some bright shoes. I don't know if it was Court TV or if it was Orange County that I mean, like they blocked out. They didn't want any of their officers seen in any of these videos. They didn't even want their image on the blast.
Yes. I don't think they'll
Those are some great shoes. I can't get off those damn shoes.
All right, you go ahead and have a seat. Sir? You go ahead and have a seat inside the vehicle. You probably turn your back. It's probably easier to turn your back in like this. All right, thank you. You're pretty long. And if you want to slide back, it's like I said, you're pretty long, and this is small. Oh, so sit long ways? Yeah. Yeah, sit sideways would be sideways for you. Okay. Yeah, you can take that. Yeah. All the scripts, they're not going to take that. You want that to go back in his bag inside? Hey, Alex, I'm going to put this in your bag inside, okay?
You guys notice how uncomfortable that man is, right? You guys know how comfortable. How the hell do they get it so small? I only have a strip. Like, what in the world's going on with the camera?
Do you need to go with you? The jail to take it.
They won't let me have those meds?
No, sir.
They keep them?
No, sir. Most jails won't do that.
Okay, you can just give it to them then.
Okay.
A rehab facility, you can give them the Benadryl. Like, I don't know what rehab facilities he goes to, but I can tell you, one of the first things, you cannot bring in outside over-the-counter medication. You cannot have Benadryl on you at a rehab facility. How he had that in his pocket is beyond me. Like, he's there for substance abuse and you're allowing him to take Benadryl? That's like a no-no. Absolutely a no-no.
Thank you.
What do you want? I mean, basically give it to him.
I have to be honest with you. I almost want to find out what rehab facility he went to and ask him why in the hell they're allowing their residents to have Benadryl. Does the people of the clients they have there understand that they're allowing their residents to utilize over-the-counter medication to get high? This man was walking around with it in his pocket. I don't get it.
Hey, Dave.
Yes, sir.
Can I take one of those? The blue one is the stomach medicine. That if I don't take it, it gets to upset stomach.
Oh,
Take one of those.
the Toms? What?
It's in that, sir. It's in
Oh.
here. That's
Cyclamine. Let's see what cyclamine is. Cyclamine. Cyclamine is a plant. It's a nervous system, emotional state, problem with digestion. Women take it for menstrual disorders. Okay, well, I just thought we'd find out.
He's in your custody right now. How you feel about that?
See, even the other officers guiding this officer, he's like, he's in your custody. You know, what do you want to do? You don't give, because what if you don't know what's in the bottle?
I don't know how they feel about prescription medication.
Yeah, well, I mean, he wants to take one pill now.
Oh, take one pill now?
Yeah.
Or,
I mean, he's coming out of he's coming out of the facility.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I just don't want to give him something while he's in your custody.
No, it's fine. It's the truth. You want to scoot back out a little bit so you can take it?
Yes, sir.
One thing I can say is that at least law enforcement seems ultra professional in dealing with Alec Murdaugh. The officer was kind, gentle, helped him in the car, has been ultra respectful. There's no commotion. Everything's working as it should. This is why whenever law enforcement comes, you do not resist. I don't care what your point is. And let it work. If you're going to jail, you're going to jail whether you resist or not. They will take you to jail whether you like it or not. So don't resist and let the courts work it out. It's a one less charge you have to deal with. They're even helping them with water. I mean, they're taking care of them. I mean, this is what, law enforcement has jobs to do, guys. When they're required to go arrest somebody, they have to arrest somebody whether we like it or not. They have orders to do so. Getting involved in their job's not going to help the situation. But you know what? At the end of the day, we just pray to God that, if we have an involvement with law enforcement, that they're disrespectful in this professional. Okay. This is people that are being utmost professional and ethical in their dealings with Alec Murdaugh. And yeah, they are kissing his butt, but why not? The man's going to jail for the rest. There's no reason to be hostile, in all fairness.
A little bit more.
I wonder how it makes Alec feel to be fed like a baby from that officer when he killed his own baby. I just can't. I just can't. Yeah, we definitely know whatever pill he took was more for emotional disorders than it was for stomach pain. I would presume. That's okay. None of us can type. If you're not making mistakes in chat, then you're not part of the coffee call.
I'll turn up a little bit.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
So he's hot. And you know what? And the bottom line is I think those officers just did an amazing job, an outstanding job. So, round of applause for them. We need more officers like the ones that were displayed in this video around this country. That's for sure. I think this would be a lot better place. So I just wanted to kind of give you guys an update. I know we're kind of short on time today. I will be back later this afternoon to go over the Gilgo Beach killings and murders. Okay, we're going to go over all this information related to Rex Heuermann, the new information that's coming out, the treasure trove of evidence in the case. So you're not going to want to miss later this afternoon's live. We're going to go live probably about the same time we went live yesterday. So if you're on your lunch break, turn into the Bullhorn Betty crime stories. We will be back. We're going over Gilgo Beach. This is a case that I have not personally been to the actual site for. It is one of those areas that I do want to go out and bring the channel to, but it's not going to be something we're going to do, in the next month or two. But we are going to get out there as soon as that we get a good hearing date for Rex Heuermann, whenever he's going to be in the hearing. We will make a trip out there and we will cover the case from the ground, boots on the ground. So that's going to be the plan. We're not there yet, but we still have a lot of information. Unfortunately, we're just beholden to the news crews that are out there. And I don't like their information. I like acquiring our own information. We just have a way of doing it. And I like to know that we have a hand in some of the information coming out. So we will get out there, and I plan on getting out there, especially since this is 4 beautiful souls and it took so long. And there's so much behind why it took so long. And to think that law enforcement, especially the commissioner at the time, was so corrupt, he wanted the feds out. He was corrupt. He didn't want the feds nosing around, and because he had no value for these women, because they were escort workers. I'm telling you, I would just, the prior commissioner is garbage. He is no different than the criminals that he put behind bars. He's a piece of garbage. He's a piece of work, and he should be in jail for a really long time because he abused his office. He shouldn't have been able just to step down. He should have had criminal charges. He should be in jail. If you want my honest opinion. That prior commissioner, literally, he was just arrested, since Rex Heuermann, because he was out there fiddling with, escort workers himself out at a park and got arrested. But it's really upsetting to me that he should never even have been out of jail to have that engagement out at that park, because his ass should be in jail right now. He obstructed justice for 4 women. Whether he values their life or not, that's what that commissioner did. All because he was corrupt. And he's still walking free to this day. I'm angry about that. So there's a lot of twists and turns as to why it took so long for these cases to be charged against Rex Heuermann. But even more so, look at all the time. And truly, I believe, I don't know how many people in my chat believe as I do, that there was 2 or more serial killers dumping bodies at Gilgo Beach. 2 or more. Because we have a very disturbed person that was dumping bodies out there around the same time. And he was so disturbed, he liked the dismemberment portion of the act, it appeared. And the scattering from island to island, which was just twisted in and of itself. Well, thank you, Cordy. It's nice to see you. So, and the Gilgo 4, they were all kind of together. These other ones were elsewhere. Few in pieces. Not Rex's style, it doesn't appear. People, they get more aggressive than, degressive. And so you would expect that if it were Rex, he would go from the staging act like he did for the Gilgo 4 into the more sadistic stuff. But it's just the opposite in this case, and that's why I don't believe it was Rex or the dismembered people. Which one? I think with Cherry and Peaches, possibly. Cherry and Peaches, I think, were the ones. Excuse me. I could be wrong on the ones that were, but either way, what the heck is that? I thought I saw something. Either way, we're going to be back later this afternoon to cover those cases. I've got a few minor things I've got to do first thing this morning, and then we will be back. So you guys are going to want to stay tuned for that. Again, we're going to roll that around 12:30-ish today. So that'll be right at lunchtime for many people, except if you're on the West Coast and you're probably in the midday and probably need an upbeat person on your slide into the weekend, because we all know today is hump day, and many of us are like, it's Valentine's Day. Right? But for the rest of us, we're like, I love you. Hi. Would you be my Valentine? Would you be my Valentine? Dun dun! Dun dun! We haven't push buttons. What we got? Oh, come on now. That ain't even bullshit. That's horseshit. And let's not forget, what does Betty need to do?
Will you shut up already?
Okay. All right. I'm shutting up already. I'll see you this afternoon, guys. You don't want to miss this afternoon's live related to Rex Heuermann and the Gilgo Beach. Take care. God bless. And we'll see you this afternoon. Don't be late.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.